Hello everyone, my name is Jim Sandoval with Strategic Systems Group, and today we're going to go over a brief demo on projects in Dynamics 365 Business Central. What we're going to go over here is some of the basics, which is creating a new job within projects, entering the timesheet for that job, approving that timesheet, creating a job journal, and then invoicing the customer for that time. Let's go ahead and move on to the system and see how we go about doing this. So here we are at the home page for your project manager role. You'll see that this is customized to fit the needs of a project manager. And one of the great things about the system is that you can go over to My Settings and change your role to fit whatever you need. We're starting with the project manager since we're doing projects, but you'll see that the completely configurable fields here are focused on the role of the project manager. You can see the job actual price to budget, job actual cost to budget, job profitability, list of jobs, so on and so forth are all available here on your splash page. Also, all of these charts will have more information when you mouse over them, giving you actual total price, so on and so forth. And you can actually click in on each and every single one of these charts to sort of go into more detail of what you need to do as far as this project for completion. You'll see that your percent completed is already listed, percent invoiced is already listed, so you can actually at a glance from your home page start looking at the activities that you need to track. So now that we have a good idea of what the interface looks like with and what we can do, let's go ahead and start a new job. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with a new job. A lot of ways of doing this from your role center. You can see that you can go into jobs from your main ribbon, you can go into jobs from your list ribbon, or you can go over to your actions to new and just create a new job. So we'll go ahead and do that. First thing it's going to ask you is, do you want to create a new job from an existing job? One of the great time savers in Business Central is the ability to create templates or to bring in processes from other jobs that are similar. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to bring in some task lists from another job that apply to this one. So we're going to select next. Our job number here is J00110. Our description is Geos software install. And our bill to customer, you'll see that a list of all of your customer cards will come down on the drop down. You can also select here, create a new one. But for our purposes, we're going to go ahead and go with tray research and click next. Now, here you're going to select which job or template to copy from. What we're going to do is we're just going to select our basic job here, and we're going to go and select our job tasks from that list. Now, right here, I can just select a start and end date and click OK, and it'll transfer the entire series over. But we don't want to do that because only part of this actually applies to what we want to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to set our start and our end. So our start is going to be 00010, which is planning and specs. And you'll see that there are some items here listed in bold and some that are not. The bolded items are sort of placekeepers. This is our job planning header, and this is our totals, which will give us a sum of all of the values in the tasks in between here. So we're going to select this for our beginning, and we're going to select the next bolded section, which is phase 1 total, as our end. We'll go ahead and select a starting and end date for the job, and we'll click OK. Job was copied. Hit finish, we'll go directly to our job. So here you'll see that all the general information has already been ported over. Our client information, all of that. You'll see that the planning lines that we selected have also been brought over. You'll also see that there are no values assigned to these. What it's doing, it's actually just bringing over the lines for you to fill out, knowing that each individual job is going to be slightly different and you're going to want to select different values for it. The status of the job is open. There are different statuses that you can assign from quote to planning to completed. Open is simply open, which means that this is a job still in progress, it's still going on and active in your system. Once you hit completed, it will list it as completed and no longer active. And if you go with quote or planning, what you're doing is basically just setting up the pricing for what you want to do to deliver. If you want to go with quote, and if you want to go with planning, it'll not show up in any of your general ledgers as you manipulate it because you're still in the planning stages, but all of the information will still be there until you actually list it as completed or open. So we're going to go with open. We're going to go find our job posting group. Job posting group is really important for accounting to make sure that all of the charges and profits are listed in the right journal. So we're going to go ahead and hit software installer as our job posting group. Our work in progress method is completed contract. We can actually select a bunch of different things that it'll track from beginning to end, as in cost of sales, cost value, percentage of completion, so on and so forth. But we're just going to track this from beginning to end. All right. You'll see that the start date and end date are here. You can actually put an overall start date and end date for the project. If you have foreign trade, you have currency codes and invoice currency codes. And here at the bottom, you'll see your work in progress recognition that'll give you stats on the progress of your job. But so far, this is what we have as the beginning of our job. And now we can actually move into adding lines for the individual totals and then summing them up and billing your customer. Okay, so let's start adding some values to our lines. You can do this by going to the ellipsis and go into the job planning lines and manage line, or you can just click on one of the blank areas here and you'll see that a job planning line is up. So we can actually add a new one. So our job task number is already assigned because we've already clicked on the area where that's coming from. Line type, now this is kind of important. So we have budget, billable, and we have both budget and billable. So you're going to assign whether this is something that's within your budget and something that you're going to assign as a cost to your client, or whether it's going to be one or the other. We're going to go with both budget and billable since we're actually going to bill for a resource. Now, we already have our type as resource. This can be an item, so if you're actually reselling a physical item, or it could just be something straight out of your GL account if you're just paying like a contractor or some kind of outside resource that is an individual item. But we're just going to go with resource because we're using one of our internal resources, and that internal resource is Linda Martin. Now, Linda's card already has a unit cost, a unit price, which is what we pay her and what we bill the client, listed in the card already. So once we actually go ahead and fill in our estimate of 20 hours for this consultation, you'll see that once that's calculated, our total cost to us is $1,694, and the total price, our line amount, is $3,080. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go back, and we'll see that those values are listed under consulting now. Okay, we can actually go into review and sign off as well. Do the exact same thing. We'll add new. Our job task number is already set. Once again, we're going to go with both budget and billable from the same resource because she's just going to follow up on that. Got Linda, and we're going to say that the finalization of this particular part of the project is going to be estimated at 8 hours. Once that's saved, we go back over here and you'll see that both of those items are now listed and posted up here as our budget total and our billable total price. And if you'll look at our phase one total down here, you'll see that all of those totals are added up as a total for phase one of this project. Now that we have some tasks here, we can actually start applying some time from our resources. And as you'll see here, in time for approval, Linda seems to have some time to approve. So over here, we'll see that she has submitted some time for consulting. So we have here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. she worked on the consulting for the particular job that we just entered. So what we're going to do is we're going to process that. Now we can reject this timesheet, we can reopen the timesheet, and we can approve the timesheet. So let's go ahead and approve that. We're just going to go with selected lines only, and that is approved. Now, if we go back here, you can look at our approved timesheets. We have all of this. You can actually go in here, job number J00110, which is our job task 1010, consulting, done. Okay, now once that's done, we can go over here to our splash page, go to new, go to job journals. And here is our task in our journal. You can see we have 20 hours at a billable price, Linda, for the job number and the task number here. I've already posted this. And we can go over here to our sales invoices. We can see here, trade research, an invoice for Linda for 20 hours. And then we can go release that. And there you go. There's our posted sales invoice for 20 hours with our totals, including tax, which can be configured on the client page. And then we can actually see the invoice and preview that. And then you'll see, there you go, 20 hours, Linda Martin, billed. Now, all these invoices are completely customizable. Yeah, you can put all the information that you need on there. This is just the standard template. All these things can change. You can add specific lines for specific tasks if you want to, or just simply bill as is. And that's pretty much it. Once that is complete and invoiced and sent, and you'll see that that is tracked. And that's pretty much the long and the short of billing, creating, and managing, in a very simple term, projects in Dynamics Business Central. Thank you so much for your time.